Welcome to the show!
You're an airplane!
How is he doing this? How is he able to stand? Hi! Okay, first day of therapy. We're not running late, but we could be because we're cycling there and pulling all this.
See you, Ronald.
So River is our 4-year-old who is the bravest, most determined human I've ever met.
Hey, River, what did you think of therapy today?
It was great pie.
It was great pie.
He also has a really complex neurological condition, which is considered a movement disorder, and it's also coupled with another term called dystonia, which is classified as cerebral palsy. We don't often on this channel share all the details of the medical things, but I think for this story, it's really good to know.
Way to go, River.
The type of movement disorder River has is actually sometimes similar to Parkinson's and those sort of conditions where coordinated movement is a lot more complicated. When we were given the diagnosis by a neurologist, they actually said to us there's no treatment that can help him. There's no medication, there's no therapy. He's just saying he'll have forever, and we actually don't even know how it's going to affect him.
Let's go. Hi, nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Sorry, a bit sweaty.
Oh, great. Just fortunate he's in there.
Wow, what's in there, Zaki?
Slide.
What is it?
Slide.
A slide.
For those who watch our channel, this video is only about River, and we will probably show a video later about Zach's story, but we want to keep it clear because there's so much that happened for us in this month that and it's so amazing. So here we are, day 1 of therapy, and yeah, I'm feeling pretty excited. We actually know this therapist. We've met her before when she came to New Zealand to train some physios.
Yeah.
Easy. Okay, ready? Set.
The therapist who runs this team, her name is Pia Stumpe. We met her first in New Zealand, but that is not where we first heard of her. We heard of her because she's the leading therapist who worked with a doctor called Dr. Karen Pape. Karen Pape was decades ahead of the medical world in seeing that neuroplasticity is real. Sadly, she passed away last year. However, her legacy is actually in the work that Pia Stumpe does. Pia's always been at the top of my list of anyone that we could work with. And when we met her in February, we were so blown away by how she worked with River. And we just felt so hopeful after meeting her.
Job.
Excellent,
well
River.
done. That was beautiful. Good work. Whoa, you're just doing it again. Are you gonna hang on? And be responsible for your body? Nice.
There.
I don't know. We have to figure that out, don't we? Listen, can you look at me? Can you look at me? Look at my eyes. You know what I really liked about this exercise that you just did at the mirror? Do you know what I liked about it? I like how you did it by yourself.
You know, when you make a huge decision to go around the world and you start something, you think, I hope this is going to be good. Yeah, so I think hopeful but a bit daunting is definitely how we started this off.
You are gonna figure your body out and be responsible for it, right? It's time to get up. No more talking here. My minute is up.
See how my teeth are like a cage? You cannot let that tongue out. You are so handsome.
Stop.
Yeah, squeeze. We gotta squeeze your jaw first. Squeeze right here. Big jaw.
Right there. And Anne's gonna take a picture and I'll show you the picture so we can see how tall you are.
So the first day was all about seeing how River currently moves, sits, stands, walks, speaks, plays, shakes. You name it, we covered it. It was hard work, but there was a rhyme and reason to it. We asked Pia about the approach they take.
The first thing we do is we look at alignment, the entire body alignment, top to bottom. So we need the body to be in its very best alignment in order for us to sort of continue to the next step, which is awareness. Awareness of specific muscles. It could be awareness of the entire body in space. The third step is, we call that activation. So that is specific muscle activation. And in many ways, if you have alignment, you will get strength.
Oh. I haven't got my bike legs yet. I'm feeling the burn like you wouldn't believe.
Here we are, day 2, ready to go. Boys have got their suits on. The boys are, you ready guys?
Keep standing, keep standing. Bird. And another step forward. Is it on?
Yeah.
Okay, good. And you're ready for blue. Well done.
Watching how Pia speaks with River and understands him was like nothing I've ever seen before.
Now you can stand up because now you have your body and you're sitting by yourself.
And actually Tim and I were like tag teaming to watch, and just Tim would come in and tell me and then I'd run out and want to go watch.
Stop. Can you check on your glue hand? Nope. Before you do anything else, is it on? Tell me if it's on. Oh, uh-oh. Keep it on.
Pia is all about coaching with the child and with the family.
We have 2 things we're working on in therapy right now, right? Okay, I'll tell you about them. One of them, do you remember when we did the glue hand on the mirror?
And so she just speaks to him in a dignifying way, seeing all that is in him and all that he can be. And he responds so incredibly to that coaching.
We'll put a stick on when you do a good job and put your hand, stick a hand on the mirror. Boom, right? Good job.
You look awesome, Jess.
Thanks. Day 3. We had a really bad night. River was up really sick. So me and River are actually going to stay home today because we've got a cold. And Zachy and Papa are going to go. Yay!
Jess, you and me, buddy. Are you excited? Pardon, River? What was that, buddy? You're not going to come? How come, mate? You really want to come, do you? You're a bit sick, are you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I hope you have a good day and feel better. Hey, kisses for Papa.
Probably from about midweek, River got really sick, and this is so disappointing. It's so funny because this is not the first time this has happened to us, and this is so common for all of us families on medical journeys. This is the 2nd intensive we've had pneumonia, so River got really sick and we just couldn't calm his chest down. The thing about River's neurological condition is actually when he gets sick, he loses a lot of control of his movement. So it's not a really optimum time to be doing an intensive physical therapy session.
The harder you pull, the more it's going to go. Yes.
Oh, good pull, River.
Pull.
You're finally getting your wish to go higher.
So the first week was actually a real downer for me because I felt like we missed a few days and River just wasn't able to participate at the end of the week very much because of how he was feeling and because of what his body was doing.
Really, so his habit is to bring his head down, but then you can see he starts to sit more upright. So his head isn't all the way far forward, so he's not constantly doing this up and down
which creates all
movement,
that movement.
which then is impacting and kind of on the other movement.
Yes.
So here his body is quieter.
Another thing in week 1 we were exploring with the team was the sensory input. Sensory integration is a concept that's becoming a lot more mainstream in OT and PT and allied health services. So for River, we trialled a whole lot of different things. And what I love about this team is they don't mind trying something and it not working, which is really liberating and actually a way to work things out.
Look at you.
I love that
He's
pen.
nice and tall. Yeah.
One crazy moment we did have was the OT gave River a pen that had a vibration sort of little battery in it, and when River goes to draw, he really it's quite difficult for him to draw with any control, and instantly his body's still.
Yeah. It is.
Just had a really interesting session with the OT with River. Crazy stuff happens here.
Did you film it?
We filmed it. So yeah, I did spend a lot of time that night on Amazon looking up different products that have vibration in it.
So we just got home. 2 minutes ago, Zachy was awake. And now it looks like he's fast asleep.
Open there. Open there.
Zachy's not feeling very well. Let's leave him asleep, okay?
Oh,
Hey River, what did you think of therapy today?
it was great pie.
It was great pie.
Welcome to week 2, day 1 of our intensive therapy. Restful day yesterday and it's a little bit rainy. The boys are ready and we're hopeful that it's going to be a good week and hopefully a bit more wellness.
River, how do you feel, buddy?
Not good at all.
Not good at all.
I'm just wet as well.
Off to a great start, Jess.
Experimentation was the theme of week 2 and we did some really interesting and crazy things. Although really this was the beginning of the crazy with this team.
Go for
I'm gonna get you.
Oh, can you get it?
I got
Oh.
Well done.
One of the really interesting things we started playing with in week 2 was colour.
The eyes, are they on there? Move it a little bit. Are they on?
Another principle in fostering neuroplasticity is using a really strong sense. So for River, his eyesight is really strong. I mean, his eyesight's like nothing else. So Pia chose to tap into his strong visual senses using colour. It's amazing how his body reacted to that.
Look how quiet your body is.
What is that?
It's just some tape I put on it. Okay? So green means that you're ready to go. Just like in a traffic light, right?
Yeah.
So green is ready. You have control over your body, is quiet. Red means stop and find your body control so you don't fall over, right? Can we play that?
Yeah.
Can we play that game? Okay.
It's an incredible concept that River has taken and fully, maybe not fully initially, but as the days and the weeks have gone by, he's really begun to understand this concept. And he himself actually started to say, my body's red, my body's green, because for him, he doesn't always understand why he loses control of his body, or why things are suddenly, really hard for him to do.
Whoa, what was that?
It's about the color.
That was red, right?
Yeah, but
You went
I'm
red.
spider.
Why do you think that happened?
The thing that we're working on is how does he gain control back of his body?
River is singing.
Da 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 da. Oh, I wonder.
Between week 2 and 3, we had a break for a week because our other son, Zach, had an appointment that we had to go to in another part of America. And it worked out really well because intensives are incredibly tiring.
Continue for 3/4 of a mile.
During our week off, it was really cool because we actually got to try out some of the things we'd been learning in therapy. And starting back at week 3 on the Monday morning, I had this realization of how much we've learnt and how much more awareness River is getting from his body. And being able to integrate that into normal life already was really interesting.
And do it.
Yeah, but I can
Engine. Indicators.
engine one.
Engine is on. There's oil.
Yeah.
There's petrol.
Yeah.
Brakes.
Yeah.
Gas.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Is it raining out? Woo!
Week 3
Oh,
was
okay.
really about novelty. So for anybody wanting to harness neuroplasticity, novelty is a really important concept. And this is where Pia is the master. Slightly mad master, we like to joke with her.
You're an airplane!
This week saw us in the dark using glow sticks, the vacuum came out, we went outside, we went on outings. I mean, anything you could imagine, Pia was doing it.
Push, 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 push. Simon says, put your hands up high. Push. Simon says, go.
Can I go out the door with it?
Dig, step.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm flipping. I'm flipping.
You're in control. You're in control of your body.
Catch. Good. Oh, we got a point.
So we're just coming into our last week of therapy, guys. And it is cold out, but it's a beautiful day. Are you guys pumped for the last week of therapy?
What is it almost?
I've never seen people look so excited.
Boys aren't loving the trailer, but only 10 minutes.
It's only 10 minutes and it's our last week, hey guys?
This last week felt like we were doing the impossible. There was this really crazy fun moment that we had when we walked into the room and River's standing up on a platform with a microphone in his hand singing The Lion King and The Wiggles, and he's such a performer. But the amazing thing is he's standing not holding anything and doing it for a really long period of time. However, my greatest moment of impossibility actually came the next day. So we went out to a museum because this team liked to take therapy into the real world, and we were doing this superhero training.
Tap into the speed. You want to do that? Are you ready to run? When the timer.
That's it, babe.
Oh, the hand thing?
Hey there. Welcome to Star Labs. I'm here to help train you to tap into the speed force. Are you ready to run?
You got it, buddy.
When the timer starts.
And River stood with his body still, with his hands down, not holding on to anything. Because normally before that we had to have him holding something, and he was completely still. You know, this should be impossible for him to do. That is what we've been told, that's what we've read. Like, he neurologically should not be able to stand still. And yet, he was standing still. Tim and I went home that night and we just watched the video over and over again. Like, how is he doing this? How is he able to stand?
Are you ready to run? When the timer.
That's it, babe.
And it's not because we don't love how he stands normally. It's just that it's all there. I think this is the biggest thing that it's left us with, like, where do we go now? Like, we can't leave this now. Like, we know that it's all there waiting underneath him. We just have to unlock his body with him, for him. I don't know what else to say.
Up tall. There you go.
Not bad for a superhero in
Well
training.
done, buddy.
It was really funny. The next day after this happened, River wasn't even able to stand at all. And, you know, consciously he can't actually stand if you ask him to. And so, like, we feel like he's done the impossible, but it's actually the beginning. I feel like we're at the beginning of this story.
Watch where you're going.
I always think about this stuff, like, why are we doing all this intervention? It's not because we don't love and accept our kids or love River just the way he is. It's because I know that he wants to do more and he has so much potential, and then when we mediate him the way, we give him what he needs, he's able to do something, and he's able to do it the way he can do it. Rather than just assuming he can't do things because, you know, it's not working the way it does for other people.
And the overall purpose of this is to be able to sit at home with you. Daily activities, be it play or, you know, activities you do every day in your life, is done in the best possible form. That's how you create the neuroplastic changes that we're looking for.
Honestly, I don't know where this is going to lead us, but we are on the quest to get River to his dreams. We're going to get there somehow.
We're the creators behind the Ordinary Extraordinary channel on YouTube.
That's right, we create a weekly video which is through the lens of our family as we parent kids with cerebral palsy and sometimes tell other random stories. So we have been creating our channel for about a year now, and we came onto YouTube because we were experiencing this amazing joy with our kids, where the ordinary was extraordinary.
And we wanted to share it with the world.
That's it.
Are you going to climb this rock, River?
And it was a real experiment, and it kind of still is. We actually packed up our whole life in New Zealand and our home. We started this crazy big adventure.
So the first thing we did was we went around New Zealand in a tiny house bus. And then after that, we headed overseas, and we've been on the quest for healing and for exploring all the possibilities that are out there for unlocking the potential that our boys have.
Yeah, we're still on the trip now.
In a stairwell.
In a stairwell.
That's it.
As we've been creating videos and as we're on our own journey around difference and disability, we've really developed this passion in our video to show difference and disability with dignity, and actually to explore what is difference, because as River likes to say to us, everybody's different, mama.
Sadly, this world is not always the most accessible, open or understanding place, especially for those with difference and disability.
I think one of the biggest things about coming online has been this huge realisation that we are not alone in the differences and the challenges and the disability things that we face. And there's this hope that together we can brave the world and we can dream big and we can not let labels define us. The dream for us is to tell this bigger story. I think that differences, disabilities and labels don't define a person, but people bring such a beautiful gift in all of our differences that we all have. And that's something that we're getting to live and experience every day.
Here we go. Oh! If you do watch our videos, you might not realise that one of the best things about Ordinary Extraordinary is the people that stand behind us and help make these videos possible. Our patron tribe.
But we need more people to stand behind us so that we can keep making these videos and that we can tell better stories, offer more and engage more.
Patreon is a web platform that gives fans and friends the ability to support creators that they love.
And we will return the love with weekly behind the scenes videos, special mentions, merchandise, special gifts.
A child or two.
Hopefully not. And much more. We deliberately chose Patreon because we love the idea of people standing behind us and becoming part of this vision, part of the dream, part of the community.
So if that sounds good to you, why don't you join our tribe today and just sign up to whichever tier calls to you.
We have a special offer for the next 2 weeks. Anybody who joins our Patreon $10 or above gets a free, beautiful, ethical, organic tote bag. These bags are actually only available to patrons. And it's just for 2 weeks. So if you've been watching us and you're interested in joining, now's the time.